Welcome back to the Love on Top podcast, where we talk love, marriage, parenting, everything in between. We're back. This is episode 6. It's been a long time. Finally back. It's been about about a 7-month hiatus, 6-month hiatus so far. So we're finally back with episode 6. Last episode, we talked about the transition of having our first child, a little bit about the pregnancy, a little bit about childbirth. Now today, just want to kind of get into what it's like welcoming in baby number 2. Mm-hmm. So welcome back. It's good to see you again, right? I see you every day, but it's good to see you again on the camera. We're back in pod mode. So
way too long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Life was lifing though, right?
Yeah.
Life was definitely life, and schedule changes and having the kids and just trying to make time for us. So all stuff that we definitely can get into as well, because, I think there's a lot of married couples out there, or just parents in general, that have trouble with kind of balancing like life. I think we've been doing a decent job. Kind of fell off a little bit of, finding time for us, finding time for marriage, and other than parenting, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how we should kick this off. I know we left off of the birth of Arian, just kind of welcoming her in.
Was it the birth of her?
Yeah, we were talking about the pregnancy.
Okay.
And then I guess we could recap a little bit of that too, right? Like she was here, childbirth, June 23rd, 2018. Welcome baby girl number 1. We were ecstatic.
Yeah.
And let's just talk about what that transition was like, kind of from being just me and you, being the adults at the kids' birthday parties all the time, to like now we're the adults in the room in our own house and, having to care for somebody else. Like, what do you think that was like for you personally? Like, what was the difference? You know what I mean? Like, did you notice a difference? Do you kind of feel?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference. I mean, we were now, we were 2 that became 3. So it was a big transition, I think, because we were just so used to it just being us. And now, our focus went from us being number 1 to each other to now we have this person who is now number 1. And we kind of became second to each other.
Second to ourselves, really.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a big transition.
Yeah. I still think like I'm still kind of learning that too, like, or getting used to like putting myself last, not even second at this point, like very last, especially having 2 and then putting you before myself as well. So like sometimes you kind of got to have like a find time for yourself, right? Find time to put yourself first. And there's still that like guilt, I think too. Like, especially when we first like had Arian, our first daughter, I think that was like the hardest part was like even getting a haircut for me was probably like, oh man, I don't want to, like take too much time away from her, or us trying to like plan nights out. Cause like we didn't go out together for the longest time. Cause we didn't really just want to like leave her.
Yeah.
So like even just trying to take time for ourselves, I think was like kind of a struggle at first.
Yeah, it was.
So like, I don't know how you feel about.
No, yeah, it was a struggle. I mean, we were still living back home at this time. So, it was just, we didn't have much help, and we still don't have much help. My sister was probably our main help back then, and she still is our sole help. My mom lived like 2 hours away, so she would help, when she could. But I feel like we're just kind of in the same situation with help. So no, it was a big struggle just trying to navigate parenthood and marriage and all that, all of our like fun, spontaneous things that we like to do just kind of came to a halt.
Right. Because we used to go to the movies that like we would like take a 4 or 5 hour nap, go to eat, like, and then catch like the latest movie, and then just be up till like 2-3 in the morning and do the same thing again like on the weekends, and then going from that to like now we have to schedule dates and times to like do certain things, or even just bringing a baby to like IHOP. Was just different, which is like I remember there being like frustrating times for you specifically, like trying to get her ready to do anything. And like, we can't just
there was many times where, I would be like, oh, we're going to go here. And then it changed from me making plans to do something to we might make it. Mm-hmm. And that was solely just because I just never knew. Like, you just never knew how it was going to be. I remember like trying to get us both ready for, for an outing or whatever, for a birthday party or whatever we were planning to do. And, by the time I got myself dressed, now I have to like change her poopy diaper or something like that. And there was many times where I'm just like, you know what? We're not going anywhere. We're just going to stay home.
That's really what it becomes.
A lot of the plans change from, we'll be here till we might, because it really was dependent on her and how the day went. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And that's how I feel. Even like, fast forwarding to now, having two is like just getting ready to go to the store. Like, oh, we have to go grocery shopping on Sunday. We got to get baths. You got to get them ready. You got to brush your teeth. You got to feed them. You got to pack a bag. You got to pack snacks. Like, there's no like, oh, let's just wake up when we wake up and then we'll go grocery shopping real quick. We'll just run.
Or like, we'll just quickly just go to the store. Yeah. There's nothing like quick anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. Cause like when I drop off like Arian to school on Fridays, me and Raylan will go to Walmart real quick. But like, it's not real quick because I have to get her dressed. I got to get her out of a car seat, go into the store. You know what I mean? And she wants to grab stuff. Sometimes she's not in the mood. So yeah, I think that's like times two now, obviously. Like that was, that situation before, like just with one kid was hard enough. And then now having two, even something as little as like going to dinner. Like I remember just getting frustrated at like, I think when Arian was like maybe 2.
Yeah. I feel like the first year of Arian's life, that was kind of like the easiest in some aspects. Just
she don't move.
Yeah, she was just kind of like stagnant. She slept a lot, so we were still able to kind of like go out to eat and do things with her. But once she started to kind of become like mobile and wanting to like move around, I remember we like boycotted going out to dinner because it was horrible trying to be in a restaurant with her. All she wanted to do was get down and walk and crawl. So it was. Yeah, we didn't go out to eat for a while.
Yeah, I remember it being a long time.
Or do anything.
Yeah, it was a really long time. Like, I was just like, no, I refuse to go out to eat. Like, we'd get something quick, fast food or whatever.
And she hated her car seat, so just
she would cry, yeah. So
driving anywhere was horrible, so...
Yeah. That reminds me of, like, I remember having to, like, hold her hand in the back.
You do that to Raylan now.
Yeah, I do that now, yep. Having to hold her hand. And then my arm's going numb and I'm trying to drive with one hand. And so, I mean, and obviously, like, we wouldn't trade it for anything, right? But it's like, I do miss being like
just us,
an independent person, independent couple. Yeah. Like being able to just kind of go. Yeah. And we did get like a little taste of that when Arian started school. Yeah. Because she'd be gone from 8 o'clock to 2, or was it 7 to 2, whatever that schedule was. And I remember like we'd go get brunch, and I felt like we was doing something. We're like sneaking around, like we drop her off at school, and like, oh, let's go get breakfast or go to IKEA, just something sporadic. And then like, Ray comes, granted 6 years later, right, or 5 years later,
5,
but she. Now we're like sneaking to brunch with her, so kind of back to square one. Do you think that like the transition from 1 to 2 was harder because we waited so long?
Kinda, yeah. And that was never the plan. We always planned to like have them like 2 or 3 years apart, but just life happened. I was still trying to finish school, and it just was never the right timing. Yeah. So yeah, but I do think that there are pros and cons for your children being closer in age. As well as being far apart in age. So Raylan and Arian are 5 years apart. And again, I wish they were a little bit closer, but I will say that I do think that it is helpful that Arian is older because she's a huge help with Raylan. Yeah. So that's the pro. That's true. That's the pro. Yeah.
Just keeping her occupied is like a huge help. Like being able to like, hey, go with Sissy. Sissy's calling you.
And like me and my sister were 7 years apart. And I just remember me and my sister not really getting along. And I was just the annoying little sister for years. And until I became an adult. Now we're close. But, growing up, like, we weren't. So that was just my fear.
Yeah.
With waiting long to have our girls. But
see, you mentioned fear. Did you like think that, were you concerned about like her being like jealous, or when Ray was first born, like was you like worried about like her being jealous? Or I think I was more worried about her feeling like left out.
Yeah.
Because she was so used to getting all the attention.
Yeah, I mean, it was just us three for the longest time. So I think as much as it was a big transition for us, I think it was might have been an even bigger transition for her. But she was head over heels for Raylan from like since she found out we were pregnant. So yeah.
Yeah. And I love their interactions. Like I love watching like the baby talk and like just the way like, Ray looks up to her big sister, and then even just how excited they are to see each other when she comes home from school or comes in. So
it's good though.
Yeah, so at first I was worried about that. I'm like, because you see all these stories about.
And I remember feeling like super guilty. Do you remember that? How guilty I felt when I was pregnant with Raylan?
I do, vaguely.
Yeah, I just felt super guilty because I just felt like we were like taking us away from Arian, and I just felt like it wasn't fair to her.
Yeah.
And I just remember feeling like so guilty about it, but I think that's a normal feeling to have.
Yeah, it's like mom guilt. It's like I get that same guilt when I like leave, even to go like play golf. I don't do many things, and I mean even to go play golf. I was like, just like I felt like abandoning them. You know what I mean? Or like, oh, I could be spending time with them doing this. So I kind of feel like a little like, oh, well, we don't get a lot of time during the week because of work and school. So then like when I do something for myself, I'm like, feel like I'm kind of taking myself away.
And I think a lot of my guilt also came with because literally since the day Arian was born, like I have always been in school working towards my degree. And then like as soon as I like was done with school, I'm like, all right, like this is the first time that I'm done with school, and I don't have to tell Arian that I have to go do homework or do stuff like that. And I'm like, now like we're bringing another person into the picture. So I think that was part of my guilt too. But
was it that soon after though?
I graduated in September and we got pregnant in December. So yeah, she got to enjoy like months before Raylan came with me not in school. So
yeah,
but I think that was just that was a problem. That was like a me problem. I don't think she
noticed.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Yeah, she didn't think about it. Isn't it weird that like Arian's been here for 7 years. Ray's been here for 2 years, but it feels like you can't imagine life. Like we had a whole 5 years without Ray. And then now that she's here, I'm like, I can't even remember a time like when she wasn't. Yeah. Like I obviously remember like memories, but like it's just it feels weird that like you can't really remember like a time. Do you think that having kids in general, but especially like two, changed our marriage at all? Like just the dynamic between us two?
Yeah, I think I spoke about that though, like before, where I said just the transition of us being like our main focus, and now we have someone else who's like more important. Yeah, essentially
2 other people that's more important.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. And like I said, we weren't able to just get up and go and do what we wanted to do. So
yeah, but you kind of came up with the idea of like the date nights, which we've been slacking on. And simply because of schedules too. Like I just got on a schedule where I'm off weekends too. So I think it's a little different because we had like before this past couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I think this is week 3. We've only had one full day together per week. Yeah. Because I was off Wednesdays and then you work Monday through Friday. So like having that idea of like, oh, let's do the date night. And we did do that at least like a month or 2 we were on it, having the date nights.
We fell off.
Yeah. Which we need to get back on. So
just like with
the
podcast,
reminder.
we fell off. So yeah. We're gonna try to be more consistent, hopefully.
Yeah. Do you think you could see yourself with baby number 3? I think I know the answer to this already, but
probably... So it's weird. Do I see us with another kid? Yeah, I could see us with another kid. Do I feel like that's going to happen? No, I don't. I feel like we are already spread thin.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like that would be a good choice.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like it wouldn't be fair to like ourselves for one. And it wouldn't be fair to like the girls where we are right now to have a third because we already don't have time.
Yeah.
So like trying to now throw another baby in there, a third baby in the picture.
Yeah.
Like there's not going to be any time because the baby's going to take up so much time.
Yeah.
For the first year, near.
And we just don't have the normal like family dynamic, So I feel like if we did have a normal family dynamic where, grandparents were around and we're just, all in, then I feel like that would change my answer. I think we probably would have more if we had more help, but we don't.
Or if we had like nannies.
Right.
I think that'd be a different story too. Yeah, if we had a nanny that we could just like, hey, come over and do this. But like even like our kids right now, especially Raylan, they're very like, I don't want to say clingy, but clingy is like kind of the term where like even if we had a nanny,
that's not even
yeah.
Clingy is not even the word. She's beyond clingy.
Right. So even if we had a nanny in the house, to me, true. But sometimes to you
let's
too.
Clarify that.
Sometimes to you. But even if we had a nanny in the house, I don't think that like she would go to them.
Right.
Anyways, but like when your sister comes over though,
yeah,
I feel like we could go upstairs, take a nap if we wanted to, and your sister would just be with her. Yeah. So I think that's like, I think so. Maybe it would, just depending on who it was or what the relationship was.
Yeah. But I feel like for me, I've always said before we even had kids, it was like 2 or none. Like, I was not having just one child. So I feel like having that second child was a must for me. Because I just have this, and it might be weird, but I just have this weird like thing that like, God forbid if something happened to me and you, like I want Arian or our children to like have somebody because they'll have grandma, auntie, uncle, but it's different. And I think that was always my thing where I'm just like, I have to at least have 2 kids. So I think that's why I feel like us having that second child was so like urgent for us. And then before we had Raylan, we had the loss, so I feel like Raylan was just even more of like a urgency for us to have. Well, for me at least.
And I do see that like I see it in real time now, like what you're talking about. Cause like I never really thought about that just cause my relationship wasn't like really like that growing up. But like I do see what you're talking about because like now if like I'm busy, you're busy, Ray is like upset, she runs to Sissy, you know what I mean? Like she wants Sissy to pick her up. So like I do see, and we tell her like, when we're not around, she's the next best thing. Like, and I think that relationship makes her feel like a little bit more at ease when she's like other places without us. Yeah. So I do see what you're talking about. See now, but me personally, I always thought like 4 or 5. Like I just think about filling up the table.
I remember when we first got together. I mean, we were 17 when we got together, and I remember us, having conversations about kids, and you wanted like 4 kids, and I was like 2. Like that was my thing, and then I was like, "Well, compromise on 3."
Yeah. Well, I thought about like the dinner table. I'm like, all right, I'll set the head 4. You know what I'm saying? 2 and 2 on either side.
That changed for you now, huh?
Now, I still could see it though, but not the way that our kids are.
Our situation.
Well, like both of those, our situation and the way that our kids are with us. Because when I've seen those dynamics like on TV and stuff, or like maybe some other people, their kids are like more independent. Not independent in the sense that they like do things on their own, more independent on the sense that they like entertain each other.
I mean,
but like I feel like we're like
what you see on TV, that's just what you see on TV. So you don't really know. Right?
Yeah, because I just can't imagine a life where like now there's like 4 kids that I have to pick up at the same time. Because you know what I mean? Like right now I'm holding Raylan in one arm and then I'm hugging Arian at this arm. You know what I mean? So like throw a third in there. Like now I'm like holding one, hugging one, holding one. Mm-hmm. You know, so like to make everybody feel as inclusive as possible. Yeah, I don't think it would feel fair right now at this stage where they're at. Like I think we'd have to wait till like we have to have kids like 8 years apart. Yeah. Which isn't really.
I always wondered, and I don't know how you feel about it, but I always wondered if, at the time, like I said, I mentioned how, you know, we went through the loss or whatever, and, you know, Arian knew about it, and I always wondered if that would, like, have, like, an effect on her. I don't think it does now.
I don't think she understands, like, really
understands.
Like, without seeing the presence. I think, like, if, God forbid, we lost, I won't even see Ray if we lost another child that wasn't her. Yeah. Because I don't want to put that out there in the atmosphere. But if we lost a child that she had known, I think that would be different. It's hard for her to like not see in the film. Yeah. Because even like with like you being pregnant, I don't feel like she connected until like that first day in the hospital. Yeah. Then I feel like it hit her. But so like I don't think she really understood. You know.
Do you want to go into the loss a little bit or no?
Yeah, we could talk about the loss. I mean, I feel like it's I don't want to say it's like your story to tell, but I feel like it's like it did affect you. Oh yeah. Directly. You know what I mean? Like emotionally it affected me, but it affected your body. Yeah. It affected your mind.
And I feel like it was just it wasn't your typical like loss, my scenario. Nothing ever is, right? Everything's always complicated with me.
No, not that.
It is.
Not that though. Like you literally had 2 smooth pregnancies. That was just like the weirdest situation. And like let's just start from the top about that. Like from the beginning, right? We decided we were gonna have baby number 2. Yeah.
And I don't remember when we decided, but I think we tried for like maybe 3 or 4 months or whatever. And I got pregnant, obviously. Took a pregnancy test. It was positive. And then a week or so later, or no, that's not how it went. I started having some bleeding. I remember I started having some bleeding, but it was like weird. It wasn't like my normal bleeding. And then I'm like, let me just take a test just to kind of see. I took the test and it was positive. So, I mean, again, what were you going to say? Oh, no, I was going to say anything. So obviously, you know, anytime you have bleeding in pregnancy, you know, you're worried, especially with me being a women's health nurse practitioner. I'm just like, oh boy, like I know what this is, right? Yeah. So test was positive, had some beta HCGs drawn, which is a blood.
You got to explain
blood
that.
Draw, pregnancy test, even know what blood draw, pregnancy test through blood. Okay. And what they do typically in that situation is where they will want you to repeat it every 48 hours because it's supposed to at least double. And it was.
I do remember that.
It was doubling. It was doing exactly what it should be. But when we went for the ultrasound, there was nothing. There was no pregnancy. Yeah. So they just had me coming back every 2 days to get blood work. And my pregnancy level was rising appropriately. But every time they did an ultrasound, there was nothing. So they started to think that it was like an ectopic pregnancy.
Explain that.
Ectopic? Yes. Where the pregnancy is located in your tubes, your fallopian tubes. All right. But they were looking. There was nothing there, right? Mm-hmm. So this went on for months. Remember how long it went on? They said
we were like halfway there.
Yeah, like I'm pregnant, but we don't know where the pregnancy is. Like it was just the weirdest situation. So then I had to go to the high-risk doctors, the maternal fetal medicine. And I remember when I went there, again, they were suspecting, because with Arian I had a C-section. So the only thing that they could see was like a shadow or something in my C-section scar. So they diagnosed me with a C-section ectopic pregnancy, which is very rare.
Which is deliverable, right? That wasn't deliverable at the time? Okay.
It's not. It's ectopic in general, isn't.
Okay. I thought there was a situation where we thought we were still going to be able to.
No. I feel like I know what you're talking about. I had hope because the pregnancy level kept rising appropriately. Yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, there must be something. So every time
something had to be growing.
Yeah. So every time we went in for an ultrasound, I was hopeful because I'm like, there's going to be something this time, but there just wasn't. So they diagnosed me with a C-section ectopic pregnancy, which is very rare. And again, I went to school for this and I've never heard of it. Mm-hmm. And my doctor was just telling us like how rare it was. But then, I started to come to terms that this was a loss. And then they started to, tell me options and I can take medication to get rid of the baby and like all this other stuff. But then remember when we went to maternal fetal medicine, they saw like 2.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And I was just I knew what it was, but I just had to hear it from him. And I'm just like, so what does that mean? And he's like, it was twins.
Yeah.
And like, that just like really hit me like a ton of bricks because like, I just felt like I was finding out all over again.
Yeah.
So that was really tough. And what's crazy is because I remember me and you used to joke all the time about like having twins. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was just always like, no, I never want twins. I never want twins. Twins runs in my family. Like my grandma's a twin. Mm-hmm. And you always used to say like, oh, twins would be cool. And I'm just like, no.
Yeah, because let me explain that though. You like, you knock 2 babies out of the way. Like you just get two baby, like infant stages out of the way at the same time. So
it just sounded
hard,
horrible to me.
Like
I was never interested in twins.
Yeah.
Until it happened, obviously. Like, obviously, I would rather the twins.
Having 2 babies is not interesting to me, but having 2 children at the same age, 2 toddlers is like, that could be cool.
And I just kind of felt like, and I kind of felt like shit in a way because I've always like, I never want twins, never want twins. And then I'm like, I lost twins. And now I'm like, obviously, I would rather not have the loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then, had to kind of deal with that and kind of come to grips with that. And then I decided to take medication to kind of expedite the whole loss. And I thought we were done. I thought we were in the clear. And then like a week later, I don't know if you remember, we were eating dinner and like as soon as we finished eating dinner, I started having like severe pain. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
And then I remember I didn't go.
We thought it was food poisoning.
Yeah, because I'm like, I took the medication a week ago. Like I thought, like I just didn't think nothing of it. But then
that worked way too fast to be food poisoning.
And then I was like, if I'm still feeling like this in the morning, we'll go to the ER.
Yeah.
So we dropped Arian off at pre-K, went to the ER, and they told me that my ectopic had ruptured basically in my tube and that I had to go into surgery like now.
Yeah.
And the scary part was that they basically said that they didn't know like how bad it was. They weren't going to know until they go inside. And there's a possibility that if the damage was too bad that I would wake up to a full hysterectomy. And I was just, it was crazy just to think that like, I went from being pregnant to now I may never, ever have another kid.
Yeah, and that was a crazy, like, thought. And I know it's 10 times for you, like, an emotion to, like, be excited for being pregnant, being let down, kind of being excited again, like, oh, well, something could be there because, it continued to grow. And then being, like, let down again to thinking that it's over because we had, like, help the process along. Like, I don't want to say terminated because that's not really what it was, but we helped the process along. And then like, boom, like now you may not only do you have to have a major surgery at this point, but now you may never be able to carry children again. It was like a crazy roller coaster of emotion. So for me, I know it was like times 10 for you, you know what I mean? So
but you knew how hard I took that. It was super hard.
Rewind that though. Like, I remember after finding out before the rupture and the surgery, like you breaking down in the room one day, just bed. Like screaming and sobbing. And I'd like, couldn't do anything but just like hug you and like embrace you at that moment because.
And I was studying for my boards to become a midwife and a nurse practitioner. And it was just the stress of me knowing that, my boards are coming up. I still have to, put my big girl panties on and move on with life because life moves on. But at the same time, I was going through this loss. And I remember literally just breaking down in bed that night. And it was tough, but.
Fast forward to the surgery though.
Yep. So it was good. They had to remove my tube, one tube, which was the best case scenario for the situation. And obviously you knew before I knew because I was still asleep.
That was like the biggest weight to like have to carry though, in my opinion, like for me, because I'm like, it was taking a long time for one.
And you would have been, like, you would have had to been the one to tell me, right?
I would have had to deliver that news. Well, I mean,
you could have made the doctor tell me, but
I could have, but and not only that, like I feel like it was like a hit to me too, because I also wanted another child. So like I was nervous to get that information. But your doctor came in and I don't remember her name. We don't even have to say her name, but she was like...
It was Dr. Snook. She wasn't my doctor, but she was filling in for my doctor because my doctor was out on COVID, remember?
Yeah.
But she was like calling me and FaceTiming me and just kind of trying to talk me off a ledge because I was going through it.
And I remember asking her before, I'm like, can you like do this? You know what I mean? Like, are you good? Because she was like, she seemed nervous to me. And I think the pressure was because like just for a little bit of background, it's like your doctor was like kind of your friend at this point.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So we kind of had built trust with her.
Because I was doing my clinicals with her.
Yeah.
So like she was,
And for those who don't know, clinicals is basically when she like kind of like interning, but for providers. So like she shadowed a doctor to learn everything that she needed to learn so that she could
to become a midwife and a nurse practitioner. Yeah.
So she had built trust. You had built trust with her and you guys kind of had a friendship. And then even throughout the pregnancy, we were like going there often, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there was like, trust built or whatever. But yeah, so with that, like the doctor and I always say this, I joke about it, but she was like what I look for in a surgeon or a doctor. Like she was like kind of a little bit socially awkward. And I'm like, that tells me that
the one who actually did my surgery,
I'm like, that tells me that she's about her business. Like she went to school and she did school. There was no like
she was a little,
hanging out, no partying.
She was great, but she was a little goony.
yeah. And that's what I like. Like I'm like, yo, she is about her business. Like she knows school. And this is what she's good at. Yeah. So I'm like...
And no shade to her at all.
No, not at all.
But compared to like my doctor, like she was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the word to use, but she was like hot.
Yeah, like she was like a Grey's Anatomy doctor.
Yeah,
I see it.
Like okay.
Yeah, she's like a Grey's Anatomy doctor. This doctor was like...
Not to take away her credit.
Oh, no.
She knows her stuff.
She knows her stuff too. And I would have trusted her 100%, but we had gained that trust with her. But this new doctor coming in... I didn't want a hip, fun doctor for this situation. So I felt comfortable because she was very like, she just spoke in medicine, you know what I mean? And she like was a little socially awkward. And I'm like, this is cool because I know that she wasn't in like frat parties instead of studying, you know what I mean? Like I know that she was doing what she was supposed to do. So yeah, no shade to her. Like I'm glad that like I like that better, but whatever. So she did what she did. She delivered the news and, we was excited, but you were still down because you thought that.
Yeah, I thought it was going to make it harder for us to have a kid with me having just one tube.
Yeah.
But that was happened in September. And then 2 months later, we got pregnant. So.
Yeah.
First try. It was first try because they told
like
us
a sniper. That's all I needed was just one try.
They told us that we had to wait at least one more cycle for me to have one more period, and then we can try again. And we got pregnant on that first time. So, and when I say Raylan was literally meant to be, like she really was.
Yeah.
Like
that brings up a memory for me though. Is like when I had that dream, and. Let me, you know how I get, but when I had that dream, where two little girls, two twin girls, not two, twins came up to me and they, were saying that they want to stay with me and mommy. And then I was like telling them like, no, you have to go.
Yeah.
You can't stay with us. You have to be with God. You know what I mean? And then that, like, I remember waking up like crying because I'm like, it just felt too.
And then my sister had dreams of two twin girls.
Yeah.
And I swear to this day, I know they were girls. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously, I was too early to find out. But just from those dreams, I'm like, yeah, they were definitely girls. I still never got a visit, but...
But then when we told... what was it? It wasn't the gender reveal. When we told Arian that she was going to be a sister. And we had the rainbow balloons. And we let the balloons go. but 2 of them floated away together. Mm-hmm. And I know like people probably like that didn't mean anything, but to me I was like, oh, that was a sign.
Yeah.
Like what's the odds that two balloons stay together? We let all of them go, 2 of them stay together, floated away together.
Yeah. So
I was like, oh, that that got me emotional.
So yeah, we never officially found out the gender of the twins that we lost, but I know for sure they were girls.
Yeah. And that was the only dream I ever had. It's not like it was like a recurring dream.
Yeah.
Like I got to like say goodbye, let them know like you can't stay even though we want you to. And then that was it. Never had a dream after that. So that's just like crazy.
Yeah. Can you imagine us having 3 right now?
I could though.
I could.
I'd rather it be by accident than by plan because I would never regret.
I was going to say I could too, but I can't imagine Rayla not being here.
Right, her being a different person, or not being her.
It wouldn't have been Ray. So and she was meant to be. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So I mean, I don't want to get too emotional about it. I don't even want to relive that situation again. But I don't know. I think we talked
enough,
way too much probably, and now I'm like all teary eyed. But I don't know. I love reliving these moments with you, and I think we had talked about it, and I kind of want to get into like some other topics. I want to finish our story, obviously. But I want to be able to keep this thing going for a long time. So I do want to start getting into some other topics. And we got so much going on other than our past, especially like with new things with our kids now. So I feel like it's like only appropriate that we kind of talk about what life is going to be like now. So. And
I'm also I'm excited to kind of get into like different topics though too, not even just like about our story or our family, just
there's a couple current events that we said we should have covered had we been in podcast mode, but being that we weren't, like I don't want to go backwards, but I think like there's a whole bunch of things that I always see and I'm like, how do you feel about this, or you send me this and how do you feel about that? So I feel like it'd just be cool to kind of bring that up. So with that being said, we'll be back with episode 7. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. Maybe we'll add a little bit more to the story. Yeah. Maybe it'll be a little bit different, but we want to thank you guys for watching. As always, we'll be back with more. Peace.